Everything's wide open. Everybody say hello to Sandy. He used to listen to me argue with my brother and heard some of the first stories I ever made out back when we lived in Michigan. So, hi Sandy.
Hi, Dad.
You guys can ask about podcasts, pretty much anything that you want to know about. We had a good round of questions last night in New York. Let's see if you can top this New York people. Yes, sir.
With the pre-release of Ancestor, does that mean the original podcast and paperback version is no longer considered canon?
That is correct. He asked that with the release of the new Ancestor hardcover, does that mean that the old paperback and the old podcast is no longer canon? And those who don't follow genre, canon means the timeline, the official historical timeline of the Siglerverse. So all the books are linked, and those of you who listen to the podcast who heard the first 3 prequel episodes of Ancestor, stuff that's not in the book, but it's all free to listen to at scottsigler.com. Go check it out. There's a ton of stuff that integrates Ancestor with Infected, Contagious, the upcoming Earth Core, the upcoming pandemic, and the Crypt, which I won't tell you how that connects, but it all does connect. So, yes, the white paperback is no longer part of the Siglerverse. The way it works, since I've gotten a chance to rewrite 2 of the books, is that the order books hit in hardcover is the order in which they happen in the timeline. Since everything's connected, it's all in the same timeline. The exception being the Rookie and the Starter, which are 700 years in the future, and any Crypt stories, which are 500 years in the future. But everything is interconnected. So when Earth Core comes out, the original version of Earth Core, it just goes away. It just goes away. Yes, sir.
As of yet, with stuff like Earth Core 2, now Fitzroy, that isn't going to be with Crown, as to what you're going to do with that? Like, it might be another self-published, like the Rookie, or are you planning on anything else? Or?
There's a lot of questions. He's asking about Earth Core 2. A quick summary of what's going on with Crown. Crown was a 5-book deal with Crown. We did Infected and Contagious, Ancestors the 3rd book. Pandemic will be out Halloween 2011. That's the final book in the Infected, Contagious, Pandemic trilogy. Then after that, we finish up with Earth Core. Bada boom, we're done with Crown. Then we either re-sign with Crown, sign with a new publisher, and or start putting out more books on my own like I've done with the Rookie and will do with the Starter. So we're really gunning for Mount Fitzroy in 2013, because Earth Core will be 2012. So hopefully if Earth Core does very well, then the sequel to Earth Core is something we can take to a new publisher. So we got a built-in audience, that we're going to sell a lot of these books. You guys want to pick this up. And then the other big question floating around is Nocturnal. What are we going to do with Nocturnal? Is that going to be with a publisher? Are we going to put that out ourselves? The next 2 books with Crown, that's 3 years. They're putting out a book every 18 months. So, it's not quite fast enough for my taste. I ain't got all day. Time's a waste. We got to put out stuff. Have some fun with this. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm pretty sure we'll get Mount Fitzroy out probably 2013, which is incredible to think about now since I put the first one out in 2005. And I'm one of the jerks when the author didn't come out with the next book in the series in a timely fashion, would complain and whine and cry. And now I made everybody wait 8 years for the sequel. So, not very cool, but now the shoe's on the other foot. I'm like, you guys don't know nothing. It's hard. It's hard being an author. Trust me. Yes, sir.
2 things. One, I want to thank you for getting me through an awful lot of terrible Boston traffic jams with your book. Number 2, my favorite character of yours is Pookie Chang. How likely are we to see him again?
Well, we're definitely going to see Pookie Chang again. Pookie Chang is one of the main characters in Nocturnal. And there will be, in my head at least, scheduled, there's 2 more Nocturnal books. So Pookie Chang in Nocturnal, finishing up in San Francisco, and then Nocturnal New York, which originally I planned to write the book set in New York, because I was seeing my old agent 5, 6, 7 years ago, and had to ride the train. I can't even remember where, but it was somewhere way out away from Manhattan. And I was on the train for like 45 minutes, and it was just, there's no greenery anywhere. It's just building streets, and a lot of urban decay. And it struck me that if you had a subset of humanity in a really large metropolitan area, you could hide forever. Come on in. So, I finally, but living in San Francisco, I was able to actually wander around and find cool places in San Francisco to put Nocturnal. So the third Nocturnal book will be in New York. You'll see Pookie Chang in all of those, if he makes it. Nobody lives forever, pal. Nobody lives forever. And then where you won't see him, if I live long enough to do it, will be the Nocturnal prequel, when we'll go back to 1910 and actually show the first outing of Marie's children, pre-internet, pre any of that nasty communication stuff. Snip a couple of main roads, and you're done. The whole population of San Francisco can't get anywhere. That should be a fun book. Yes, sir.
With the Starter coming out later this year, you're going to re-release new jerseys for the Krakens?
Probably not. Oh, that reminds me. I have a business partner, Abe Kovacs, who helps me put all these things out. And she doesn't own a gun yet, but if I keep pitching new projects to her about stuff we've got to put out, she's already got her permit. So she's all right, everybody wave to A. Say hi, A.
Hi.
There we go, thank you. No, we're just going to stick with the away jerseys for now. Maybe a year after that we'll get to the black, we'll get to the home jerseys. I really don't think we're doing any more merch. We're working on a couple things with the guy with Podcast Pickle, maybe their own sports merch, so we might just have one off. What we want to try and get to is, he's got a very affordable weight to be really large. It's a new iron-on technology. Basically, it's the 70s come all the way back around again. But he can print 100 of these things at a time, very cheap. Then when you order, you can pick your shirt color, you can pick your shirt size. He makes it, he ships it to you, and we want to do all the teams, all 22 teams in the GFL. So now that we've got all the logos done for all 22 teams, you'll be able to pick and choose whatever team you want. That'll probably be the next piece of merch that we can do, because the jerseys are really expensive, like $120 a pop. We have one jersey in the back here, didn't we? Yeah, stand up, everybody, see this beautiful jersey, sir. Yes. Of course, we went NFL. They're NFL quality jerseys. It's the same stuff they wear in the pros. That's why they're $120 a pop. So we want to try and bring the price point down a little. If you're a diehard and you want the jersey, awesome. If you just want a little piece of something else, we'll go that way. Yes, sir. I'll get you next. Go ahead.
Out of all the novels and short stories that you've written, which should you have the most fun writing, and which are you the most proud of the final product?
Out of all the short stories, which one had the most? Out of all the stories, which one was the most fun to write, and which one am I the most proud of? That's a toughie. I'd probably go with the Rookie and Chuckles Mulrooney, Attorney for the Dam, is the most fun to write. Because there's so much sweat and tears and research that goes into one of these things, Earth Core, Infected Contagious Ancestor, and come on in. Don't worry about me, we're going. And so there's a lot of feedback from military guys and guys with PhDs in biology who are sitting there telling you, that's completely wrong, lose the third chapter, biology doesn't work that way, we just discovered something. I got that for Ancestor twice. Oh yeah, we found it doesn't work that way. You're going to have to get rid of that. So it's like this peer-reviewed process. So I'm really proud of how they turn out. They're rock solid, but they're just so much work to get through 10, 11 drafts of those. Whereas with the Rookie, it's like, oh, guess what? We have faster than light travel and artificial gravity. Just the way it is. I'm not going to explain it. There you go. So there's a lot less math in it. And then the other thing is I'm writing about football most of the time. And I've been around football since my earliest memory is sitting at my dad's knee watching football film. The old 60mm football film. So this is a lot more fun to write. The one as far as what I'm the proudest of would probably be this version of Ancestor. I think this version of Ancestor is really rock solid thriller story, and the science in it is very much nailed down. I even had consultants, on how to start up a helicopter, how that's going to work. The C5, I actually got to go into a C5 Galaxy and wander around in one. Had Air Force guys taking me around. Bob Gilland, who is high school buddy of mine, was CO at the Air Force Base in Idaho for a little while. So I had all kinds of just crazy top-level consultants for this book. And that, so the information, very good. So I'm very proud of Ancestor.